Hot dang it, I opened him up the wrong side. What's up, Transformdom? This is Ben here in Malaysia, and I'm gonna do a quick, I'm gonna do my first impressions of the MP-44 KO. Now I've just got my LR44 battery. Thanks a lot to Chris who told me what battery to buy right on the fly when I was out shopping, so I do appreciate it. His channel is down in the description below, so please go subscribe to him. And so let's open up this guy. He is a little bit open. I did not realize that he came packaged in this brown box. So I don't know. So let's open him up and just see my reaction. Alright, my first impressions. So I can see the Energon X right there. But here we go. Wow. Dang. Not a bad looking piece of mofo. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. It's the toy. Woo, he's got some heft. Woo. Right off the bat, I noticed that the forearms aren't really tapped in. Oof. Tight joints, not as tight as fast toys, but really tight joints. Move this stupid earpiece up. This matte finish maybe just looks quite good with with IT's MP-36, you know. Still a bit of gaps everywhere, but the finishing is not bad at all. I mean, KO, you know. The eye is a bit dead, but I think it's not so bad under natural sunlight. You know, maybe in a video reel it'll look bad, but it looks pretty darn good. Everything is stiff. Oh, I think I've got the second version because the notch here isn't there. Let's do the test now. Let's test out. Okay, I can hear two ratchets working simultaneously almost. See, that's the second ratchet. Oh, that's the first ratchet. The first ratchet doesn't go far. That's the first ratchet. That's the second ratchet. The knee pads don't seem to move as well as the original. I'm genuinely quite impressed. I probably need to tinker around a little bit more to kind of find his flaws, but right from the get-go, he looks darn good. Another problem I saw reviewers had, okay, the hip skirts don't come down as nicely. So, gotta poke it up from the back, forward, like that, I think, no? Okay, the hip skirts aren't as fluid as the original. The knees here seem to expand a bit and I gotta try to squeeze it in. I've read and watched reports about breakages at the ab crunch area, and yeah, my first impressions are it's quite stiff. I mean, if I lift it out a bit, I get more I get more waist swivel. And when I lock it in, there's definitely locked in place. Okay, it's lunchtime. Okay, before I start with my review, I would just like to say that all the articulation checklists and all the comps and all the cartoon throwback is available in my original MP-44 review, link up in the description. Now, also, this part is not painted. It's gonna have a matte finish in the red section as well as on the blue shins and feet. The rest of the part has or appears to have a little thin coat of paint. So that's good news. On to the review. Alright, here's MP-44 in the butt mode out of the packaging. Let's go through his accessories. Iron blaster. Looks nice. Not really painted. Maybe there's a coat of paint. but no highlights whatsoever. It almost kind of fits into the palm of his hands, but it's very loose. Blast effect, very cool, has a chipset, lights up when you press the button at the end here, very nice, will fit into the blaster, very cool effect indeed. From the other reviewers, it won't really fit into your official blast. The iron blasters also attaches to the backpack, not very nicely or maybe too snugly, so the fit isn't that great, but you can definitely light up the function. Yeah, very cool. The backpack definitely clips on very easily onto Optimus Prime, and away he goes. Nice. The figure comes with an Autobot insignia that you can put on here. It has 2 pegs in there. Doesn't seem to be that easy to remove the cover that's on there. Besides, I don't really like this toy-centric Autobot insignia. Here's the Energon X. Looks very nice and clean. Fits quite nicely. And he comes with the various heads like the original. However, all of them come with a port. The back sliding section of the head, which is very hard to remove. It's supposed to be an easy release from here, but it's stuck on there. And I think I have to get access to a screwdriver to kind of do some minor operations. Also bought this Mr. Hobby's Mr. Color 34 and applied him on the Optimus Prime's eyes, and I think it looks pretty good. My copy of the MP-44, right from the seller, this little notch piece here has been removed, so it means that I don't have to deal with the dual ratchet issues that some of us had to go through. So I can just move him like I ever want. You can hear this engaging 2 ratchets. Right? This leg is fine on the right. But the ratchet feels different here on the left. So I may have to take a look at it if I were to play with this toy quite a bit. Out of the packaging, my legs here, shins were fine, and this shins here were fine, but after one transformation, it's now very hard to tab things in. Okay, there's also a tabbing issue on the knee here. See, it just won't tab in, it just tends to open up. This leg is a little better. Another issue is that the waist won't come up like that. It's a very common MP-44 KO problem. All you gotta do is make sure you unscrew this bit here, and then you will disengage the back section here. Use a plastic spudge to wedge it out, and then you see this little peg over here. I just use a sandpaper to sand it down, and then tighten this back up a little bit, and it's easy now. And you can hear the clicking. Toy also comes with issues of the hip skirts that will kick out like that, you see. But when you pull the leg back on, this hip skirts will not come back down, and you gotta just wedge it all the way to the back in order to pull those hip skirts down, and then you pull the side skirts in. I do have a bit of problem with the configuration of the ratchets, so you can see after one transformation it is quite wobbly on one of the legs. It's not lined up properly, which means that when I transform this guy into the vehicle mode it's not gonna line up, and you will see that later on in the alt mode part of this video. Alright, so here we have the MP-44 KO transformed to the truck mode, and at first glance he may seem quite okay, but there are a few issues that makes tabbing a complete nightmare. First of all, on my copy, this rear heel here does not really want to stay up, so it has a tendency to just flop down, and that's because of the assembly of the ratchet joints being ununiform compared to what I have on the left side. The next issue is the tendency for this not to click correctly in place. I hope you can see that. It has a tendency to want to pop out, and that's because of 2 reasons. First of all, these legs here, the ratchets are not really assembled symmetrically, so one leg tends to be a little bit off-centered compared to the other. And the other reason is if you open up this tab here, there's this little peg that will not peg in properly into here, so that just creates a lot of tabbing issues on this end and then this end. If you do somehow manage to get him tabbed in somewhat, the front end here won't tab in nicely. He wouldn't roll nicely at all. Look at the wheels. There is a bit of rubbing, I feel, at the bottom here somewhere. And when he unpegs, then he rolls quite nicely. There you go, see? There you go. Alright, let's see if the ion blaster will slot in nicely. Can't be, right? Just slot in, come on. Okay, so the ion blaster does slot in, although unforgivingly, into the slot. So what do I think about this toy? Well, if you just get him right out of the box and keep him in the bot mode, maybe do a couple of fixes on the waist section here and maybe the ratchet joints over there, then you could just articulate him and pose him as you like. Don't transform him into the vehicle mode. That will screw up a lot of other things. Definitely not enjoyable transforming this guy back and forth because of the tabbing issues that he has. The end result is not going to be satisfying at all. But if you just want to pose him in the bot mode and not want to play around with him, he's alright. If you like to convert your toys back and forth between two modes, don't get this guy, because once you transform him, the tolerances is all going to go out of whack. So that's my opinion. What do you guys think? Does your copy share the same problems that I have? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share button and also hit the sub and bell icons for more future videos. Again, this is Ben here in Malaysia signing off, and I'll see you on the flip side.